Come on. We are live. War 203, October 3rd, 2018. And War 203 took place from the Anaheim Convention Center in Anaheim, California. We are live. October 3rd, 2018. We kicked off War 203 with the Triad coming out to the ring. Rick Reynolds, he's a SCF Icon Iron Champion. Robbie Ruckus, brand new SEFWUN World Champion, just beat Troy Storms last night. And Frank Hussar, he's kind of trained both men. And they all came up together and cousins, like brothers, the Triad. Rick Reynolds started gloating about his victory last week, single-handedly defending the number 2 title, even though he might have had some help, but he is still the champ. He's arrogant as ever. And Robbie Ruckus, he did his own gloating about winning last week, single-handedly, but ran his mouth about the Dogs of War, who gave him a boot or two after the match. Not their first altercation, but not their last, because we would see the Dogs of War come out to the ring. And they were looking for a fight. They surrounded the ring and got the best of Robbie and Frank, maybe. Rick escaped, and Jake Voss, he took a microphone and challenged the Triad to a 6-man tag match, which would get answered later in the night. So we would have a main event of the Triad versus the Dogs of War for War 203. But we got to the first match, the opening contest, triple threat match for the SEF Anarchy Women's Championship. Tina defending against Sammy and Elizabeth Merritt, who had JX Cash in her corner, and X don't care. He was getting involved in the match, taking advantage of triple threats being no DQ, and I can't say he didn't make it a good matchup, because at one point him and Tina were battling out while Sammy and Elizabeth were down and out. Tina looked to be the dominant one in the match, but JX Cash's influence, like I say, made it maybe a better challenge for her. But he looked like he was ready to tap out after she locked him in the TNA. Elizabeth Merritt, she broke that up and looked to take Tina out with the fall of a kingdom. But Sammy, she would save the day, and save Tina at least, trying to win that Anarchy Women's title. She took an aerial assault to Elizabeth, but Tina would come back and get the pinfall win over Elizabeth after a super kick. They went, I don't know, 15-minute match. It was a good match. Then then up next, we had United States Open Challenge, where yours truly, a Native Americano, I laid down the challenge. And I got a hardcore challenge from PBR. He comes out with a 30-pack and a Singapore cane, chugging a couple of beers, accepting the challenge. So I'm like, where's my beer? He tosses me one. We toast, guzzle it down. I kicked him in the gut. Started the match, and I whooped on him around that ring as much as I could. He whooped on me. He gave me a hardcore beating, but I beat him in that ring after a justice spear there and got the pinfall. It's a good match. Only went 12 minutes maybe. And backstage, Black Bob, he jumps Jordan Brooks going for that Total Chaos title, 24/7 rules. He wins it. Black Bob runs off with the gold. We come to our Revolution Championship match. Two guys who have been stealing the show, LAJ and Mesa. Mesa being the champion. They traded the title once already. Jay looking for his rematch. He was out to take it. He was pulling everything out. Flying off the ropes, taking them risks, man. Suicide dives, somersault planches, senton splashes, West Coast splash. But Mesa managed to, before he could jump, Mesa lunged into the ropes, crotching him on the top rope, crotching Jay, and Mesa would spike him off the top rope with a DDT and go for the pin, but managed to get his feet on the ropes without the ref knowing. Won the match. These guys went about a half hour. A minute under. Mesa retained the title, but a little tricky there at the end. Gotta watch that guy. He'll do anything to win, that's for sure. And he won. Backstage, Priceless Pain were looking to win the title. They attacked Black Bob going for that Total Chaos title. They started fighting each other when they were trying to figure out who to pin. Left them prone to Sammy, Stacy Y, and Nikki Di. They jumped Priceless Pain, and Nikki Di, she jumped on Black Bob and went get that title. Run off, screaming, winning the title. And then we had a fourth title match, triple tag team championships. Championship was on the line. The Resurrection of Pain. Troy Storms, Josh Diabolical, and Hal Havoc challenged Hick James, Bill Roberts, and Haruka Shinobi for those titles. Storms maybe want some gold after losing the world title last week. He was leading his team to what seemed like a victory. Champs put up a hell of a fight, but Resurrection of Pain might have had a little outside interference when Barry decided to offer a distraction to Hick James. But it was a good match, 18-minute match, with the Resurrection of Pain taking the triple tag team titles. Troy Storm's getting that pin over Bill Roberts. Good match. Steve White would jump Nikki Jai in the back, trying to take that title off of her. And Barry would join him backstage, fight off the other two girls, Sammy and Stacy Y. Steve White, he overpowered Nikki and won the Total Chaos title. Resurrection of Pain walked out a couple titles tonight. But the main event was a six-man tag team match. Dogs of War versus the Triad. Second time these two teams have faced off. Triad winning the first encounter with usual Triad methods, which they beat the Dogs of War once, regardless of how they did it. But Dogs of War were out. They were out to win. They looked like they were going to win. It was a damn good match. These guys, they were looking to go over a half hour themselves. We had Universal Champion on one side, World Champion on the other, Icon Iron Champion on one side, SEFWN Tag Team Champions on the other side. This is a big time match. And the Resurrection of Pain decided to interfere around 25 minutes. And they all came out. The Viper had that sledgehammer. Troy Storms had his own sledgehammer. A couple of them had metal chairs. And they had the numbers over both teams. Not to mention, they might have been a little fatigued too. And Resurrection of Pain, they ended the match. It was a double draw, basically. Double DQ. This Resurrection of Pain, they took them both out. And they stood tall to end War 203 from the Anaheim Convention Center on October 3rd, 2018. That was War 203. And until we see you next week for War 204, have a good night.